So today we will try to code for this Python activity. So we need to write the we need to read the documentation for us to follow the code or follow the instructions. So first we have the purpose. So we need to improve your understanding of calling built-in Python functions and calling functions and methods that are in a standard Python module. Then the problem statement is you work for a retail store that wants to increase sales on Tuesdays and Wednesday, which are the store's slowest sales days. So we are talking about the um, price that is the having the slowest days. So these days are Tuesdays and Wednesday. So on Tuesday and Wednesday, if a customer subs total is $50 or greater, the store will discount the customers by 10% subtotal. Assignment work as a team to write a Python program named discount.py that gets a customer subtotal as input and gets the current day of the week from your computer operating system. So the program is based on our date, our time and date. So your program must not ask the user to enter the day of the week. So it should not ask the user to enter, meaning it will directly check your system with the day on and the date. So if the subtotal is 50 or greater and today is Tuesday or Wednesday, your program must subtract 10% from the subtotal. Your program must then compute the total amount due by adding sales tax of 6% to the subtotal. Your program must print the discount amount if applicable, the sales tax amount, and the total amount due. So core requirements. So this should be the requirements. So your program asks the user for the subtotal but does not ask the user for the day of the week. Your program gets the day of the week from your computer's operating system. Your program correctly computes and prints discount amount if applicable. Next is your program correctly computes and prints the sales tax amount and the total amount due. So the stretch challenge is if your team finishes the core requirements in less than an hour, complete one or more of these stretch challenges. Note that the stretch challenges are optional. Add code to your program that the computer will execute if today is Tuesday or Wednesday and the customer is not purchasing enough to receive the discount. This added code should compute and print the difference between $50 and the subtotal, which is the additional amount of the customer will need to purchase in order to receive the discount. Near the beginning of your program, replace the code that asks the user for the subtotal with a loop and repeatedly ask the user for a price and a quantity and computes the subtotal. So actually this loop should repeat until the users enter 0 for the price. So it will end the code will end if the user enter the 0 for price. So this the helpful documentation. So this preparation content for this lesson explains how to call a function and a method. The datetime.now. So this is a method from the standard Python datetime module will get the current date and time for your computer's operating system. Here is an excerpt from the official reference of the datetime method. So these are the methods. Return to current local datetime. So this is the methods. So basically this weekday method will get an integer that represents the day of a week from the datetime object. Here is an excerpt from official documentation for the weekday method. Return the day of the week and as an integer where Monday is 0 and the Sunday is 6. This two because of which explain how to use methods from the standard datetime module. Data types 8 minutes date. So the following Python code imports the class from the datetime module, calls the datetime methods, get the enter of the week. So import datetime class. So basically this will be our documentations, then so and so on. So this will be our sample output, this one, then sample output for Tuesday and Wednesday. I think this is Tuesday and Wednesday. So after reading the um, desired program. So we may now start creating the code. So we will try to run the code in our VS Studio. First, we will have to do it with discounts.py. So we will be following the documentation. We try to get the documentations here. Okay. Discount.py. So here, so we will have the discount.py. So first we will be having we will need to import the datetime. So from datetime, import datetime. Next is we need to declare the current date and time equals to datetime underscore now. So this will get the current date and time or from our computers or our laptops. Okay. The next is day of the week. So this will be an integer. So current date and time underscore week day. Current date and time weekdays. Then we have to do the subtotal. Subtotal equals the float. We need to do the float input. So this code will ask the user to input the subtotal. Please enter the subtotal. Then if subtotal is greater than or equal to 50 and day of week equal to 1 0, we start with let me check. Okay, let me check. So we start with 1, I think. Okay, Sunday 0, Monday is what, 0, 1 is Tuesday. So 1 is Tuesday, so we need to have the 1. The next is or day of week equal to 2 for Wednesday. So if we have this, discount equals subtotal times 0.1, subtotal minus equals discount. Then print if discount amount equals the discount, then we need to do float. Okay, else discount is equals 0.0. Then we will try to print if and says that no discount is applied. Yan. Then next, after this one, we need to get the sales tax. Tax equals subtotal times 0.06 for the 6%. Okay. The next is total amount due equals to subtotal plus the sales tax. Next is we will try to print F sales tax amount, then we will display the sales underscore tax, then we need to float. Meaning of that to is 2 decimal places, then print if total equals total amount due, then also in 2 decimal places. So once we try this one, so we are having the errors. What are the errors? Okay. Run. And we have to run the code. So day of week. Okay. Day of week equal to 1. And day of week equal to 1. And day of week equal to 2. Okay. This error should be this one. We have to run code. Okay. Date time now is not defined. Current date and current time. So we need to have the we need to run the other. We need to run it using the online compiler. So once we try to run this one, excuse. Missing string date time now is not defined. I see. Import date time. Okay, same problem with line 3. Current date time is equals to date time. Okay, I think they are displaying the same thing. So date time now. Date time now. Okay. Subtotal. Let me check if we try to. So we need to run this one. Okay, so the code is now accepting the subtotal. First, we need to have the, for example, we need to have the subtotal of, okay, we'll try to code for this one. Okay, so this is the example output. Okay, we'll try to show you the example output. So for example, if it is this one, so for example, if you write the 42.75 is 42.75. Okay, it is lagging. Okay, I'll try to use the online compiler, I think. So once we ask for the subtotal, we write the 42.75. So no discount is applied. So since it is not in Tuesday or Wednesday, then we have the sales tax 2.56. Then we have the total amount of 45.31. So right. So we'll try to update this because we don't have also to put discount if it is the if else, I think, I don't know actually. So we'll try to just to run this one. So for example, if we need to have the, for example, this one, this is for Tuesday and Wednesday. So for example, if you write 55.20, so how do you, for example, today is Tuesday or Thursday or Friday, and it is not Tuesday or Wednesday, so how do you update the code? So basically you just need to remove this one, and you just need to put 1 or 2 for Tuesday and Wednesday, because Monday is 0, then Sunday is 6. So once you put 1 in the day of the week, so basically this will be Tuesday. 2 meaning it is I need to comment this one. 2 means Wednesday. Okay, so once we try this one, so once we try this code, okay, we run to is this to input the subtotal 55.20. So we'll try to put the 55.20. So discount is 5.52 and that sales tax amount is 2.98. Then the total that you will be paying is 52.66. So this one. So we'll try to, since we need to there is the requirement here that this loop should repeat until the users enter 0 for the price. So we will try to update the code. Okay. So how do we modify it? So we'll try to use the while loop for the looping. So first we will be using the while loop. So for example here, we need to declare the here we need to declare the while true. Then okay. So after the subtotal, we will check if subtotal equals to 0. Then this will break the code or end the program. So we'll try to put the okay. Indentation error. Okay, we'll try. So Python is really okay. G of equal to 2. Okay. I forget this one. Break inside the loop. Okay. If subtotal. Okay, we try to fix this one. So now we will already have the while true, meaning we while the loop is true. So true is when the subtotal is true. So otherwise, if it is 0, it will break. So for example, we need this one. So for example, we need to write okay. So for example, we will try to display the into example output. So we'll try to display the example output here. So this one. So we have the 42.75. So need discount is applied, and then 0.16 2.22. Okay. I think there is an error with the code. So as you can see, it is now the 42.75, then 2.56, and the 45.31. So once we update it with the current day of or current day into 2, meaning Wednesday, so we will have we will need to try to put this one. So 55.20, so 52.66. So that's total will be 55.26. So once we run the 0, we'll try to add the 52.55.20 again. So this time we already have the loop. Then we try to put the 0, so the program will terminate. So this is the proper way of coding for the discounts.py. So this codes uses a while loop to repeatedly prompt the user to enter the subtotal until the user inputs 0 in subtotal. For each non-zero input, the code checks if a discount applies based on the current day of the week and the subtotal amount. Calculates the discount amount if applicable and subtract it from the subtotal. Calculate the sales tax amounts and calculates the total amount due by adding the discount subtotal if a discount was applied or the original subtotal if no discount was applied on the sales tax. So the output displays the discount amount if applicable. So this one. The sales tax amount and the total amount due all rounded to decimal places.